d4, knight c3. I was bemoaning before this match that I hadn't prepped anything, which is true. But I've kind of done some anti-prep, which is I'm kind of going to walk into my opponent's prep as black. Because in the desperation to play something different from normal, it's probably not very wise. But anyway, this is not black, so... Oh, Elite Crazyhouse is happening now as well, that's interesting. But okay, we're playing this. The stream, it seems to be working fine, so... Okay, I just need to focus. Yeah, so what do I mean by anti-prep? Yeah, I shouldn't really think about game 2, but game 2 is what I'm scared about, because I'm planning to walk into e4, e5, which my opponent's very experienced at. And okay, for this I hadn't prepped anything, but I'm just feeling okay about... Interesting, he wants to stop this sort of idea, these sorts of ideas. The bishop e4 kind of ideas. Okay, interesting. But by doing that, it does mean his development is a move slower, but no, it's interesting. It's an interesting idea. I wonder if I should have just gone straight for knight e5 before casting, but I think this is fine. Well, I've discouraged bishop here by casting already. Okay, and I've still got 7 minutes on the clock, so that's good. Okay, let's go. So obviously my plan is knight here, and he knows it. He might want to challenge bishop d6, and I still go knight there. Bishop here, probably still go knight there. Bishop takes... If bishop takes knight, I could go bishop takes bishop. If bishop takes bishop, do I take with the knight or the queen? Decisions. If he comes straight in with his knight, yeah, he's just... Oh, yeah, if he comes straight in with his knight, that's quite interesting as well. So the idea is to take, and then put a knight back on this square. I mean, this pawn will hang. I just have to slide the queen across to save the queen. I mean, so white's got a slight lead in development here, exacerbated by him playing a6. But he's got his bishop outside his pawn chain, so that's good from black. It's still anyone's game, but he's gone to a think, which suggests he's worried about something. I'm not quite sure what he's worried about. That's still under control, so that's fine. If bishop takes bishop, queen takes, improves the position of the queen. There's a case for knight takes, but I don't see the case for knight takes. I feel queen takes is fine. If he puts bishops back here, yeah, that's mildly uncomfortable, I guess, but I can always play f3. So we both have a bishop in hand at this point. Knight takes knight, one idea, and putting a bishop on g7. Knight takes pawn is another idea, and putting a pawn on e5. This is the circle of ideas we work within. Bishop at h5 is slightly annoying because, I guess, I'm not sure what I'd do against bishop at h5. So I'm wondering whether this knight is slightly out of play. I mean, if I'd brought the knight back, it would have got pinned anyway with bishop at h5. So yeah, I have to just waste a move going f3. I guess that's fine. He does then have these sorts of ideas. But I think he's thinking a long time. Oh, it's my move. He's castled. Okay. So I'm thinking takes, bishop here, takes. I mean, this is one idea. Takes. Is there something more interesting? Knight takes knight, pawn takes. Bishop takes bishop, pawn takes. Oh, there's also just knight here attacking the queen. And then takes. Yeah, I mean, just taking everything. A nice idea is knight takes, and here. That's pretty nice. Okay, I'll do that. Just trying to clear away his pieces from the board. It's just simply keeping initiative. And I don't think he'll be happy with not having initiative. I mean, he might even give up the queen. So no pre-moving knight takes queen, because it may be no pre-moving knight takes bishop, rather, because it may be he does bishop takes bishop. And then if you go knight knight d6, that's rather silly. So let's calculate. Knight takes bishop, bishop takes pawn, queen takes pawn, e5 defends the knight, and then even before taking it, you could just pin that knight and just cause a world of trouble. So who's watching? Blykind, Clearcast, The Finisher, PKR, James, OG, The Crocodile Hunter, Marlon C, Pepe, Chabochab, nobody really, Manny Killer, Exmohax, and Zarazar. Yeah, I expected this move at some point, and I think my plan was just to play f6. Oh, that's interesting, because could I have taken the queen and then he takes my queen? No, I think this is fine. Okay, he wants to give up the piece for a pawn. Okay, I'll take that bishop. So I've got loads of bishops, is basically the situation. Like, what's he doing with a knight and a bishop? And I want to take this, but if knight here, takes. Yeah, I'm just going to take this, I'm sorry. Because if bishop takes queen, I actually have a mate threat with knight here check, queen here check, and knight takes here, checkmate. If he takes my queen at the end of that line. So he doesn't have time to do bishop takes queen, because I'm winning one knight, which is enough for knight here check. So, and if he's not taking my queen, if he's going like knight here check, then it's true bishop here would stop me running this way. But I could just run here maybe, and then down to h1, and I'm completely fine. But of course, if he does knight here, I'm taking it. Yeah, taking it. Taking it. And he has to take my knight, but then I take his bishop. So I've got a dilemma whether I should play the crazy stuff I was planning to as black, or just play something normal. But anyway, I need to focus on this game. So what do you want to cover? He wants to cover the mate threat, but also cover the bishop, and that's difficult. Hmm. So what he's done, so if I take the bishop, knight takes is with check, that's quite smart. Now interestingly, if I have knight here check, if he sidesteps, I've got queen here, queen here, knight takes, yeah, of course. So that's also quite smart. Okay, so I just grab this knight. And all the threats still remain. Although I don't have knight f6 anymore. Yeah, okay, he resigns. Okay, so do I play crazy prep or not? That's the decision. Okay, let's do it. This is quite scary because I don't normally play this. So I need to take my time here. I need to hit that queen. Knight at f6 hits the queen. Knight at f6 it is. Knight at f6. And he sidesteps. Maybe try and hit that knight. And we're looking at this pawn, but the aim is not looking at that pawn really. The aim is, well, maybe taking the pawn, but if he's aggressive here, just looking at this check as well as a concept. I'm not sure, I haven't really even prepared, this is quite useless. It's, okay, so he's going directly for the mate, which makes sense. Queen e7 makes a lot of sense in reply. D5 also makes a lot of sense, but Queen e7 feels very natural. Queen e7, Queen e7, and then maybe something else. So the two moves I'm thinking of: Queen e7 or d5. D5 takes. I mean, Queen e7 is really solid. I like Queen e7. So I'm going to go Queen e7. But since I am unfamiliar with this position, I do need to actually take my time here. Knight here makes a lot of sense. But then knight takes knight, queen takes. The queen defends. Yeah, everything's well defended, kind of annoyingly. But I have moves like knight here. Looking at this, oh, the bishop defends the knight. Okay, so this is got to get my bearings here. Got to get my bearings. But also, if the knight moves, I also have queen b4 check. That's also a nice idea. Don't know. I'm in a very unfamiliar position, sort of the paradox of bad prep, as it were. I'm wondering whether d5 is correct. I think it can't logically have been correct, but maybe it is. Oh, he's just doing this. Okay, that feels wrong. Okay. So why does it feel wrong? I mean, obviously I take. He doesn't have an immediate mate threat. I think that's his first problem. I've only got a queen in hand. I can take a knight. I can go king takes knight if I want to. And there's There's no problem with that. Is the knight going anywhere dangerous? Yeah, it is. It's potentially taking my rook. And pawn takes knight's not fast enough. So king takes knight. King takes knight feels right. And does he have any dangerous queen check? Not that I can see. He's got a bishop check. He's got a bishop check, and I have to go d5. But I've got to be. I don't really want to give too many. Don't want to give a knight very much in this sort of position. Knight takes rook. Yeah, knight takes rook is slightly concerning. So king takes knight feels correct, and then I shouldn't block with a knight because otherwise he'll get a knight and mate me. So then king takes knight, bishop check, d5, takes, takes. Okay, I think that's correct. I don't want to give a knight. This is the real thing about this position. Can't give a knight. Can't give a knight unless taking it's getting him mated. Okay, so obviously I have to take that. So he's deciding, do I take with the pawn or the knight? I've now got a knight, bishop, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And notice that he has a knight now, so things are very dangerous. Okay, let's focus. So in particular, knight g5 is the concrete threat I need to deal with. The knight and the bishop. One knight, one bishop, one queen. Okay. So bishop f6 looks solid, if uninspiring. And then the other approach is bishop e6. Bishop e6 is also interesting. Bishop f6 is good but uninspiring. Bishop e6 is also pretty sweet because what does he do? He can throw a knight check, but it comes back. So it's a decision, bishop e6 or bishop f6. Bishop f6, maybe that just gets hit by a pawn and he gets too much initiative. So I feel bishop e6 is right. And if he checks me with a knight, I think I can just back off and I think I'm okay. If ever he goes knight takes pawn, of course I have queen here check, picking up that knight, so that's a little trap in the position. I've got to watch my time, knight. Okay, so let's see. Clearing the back rank at some points might be a good idea. This bishop here check, takes, knight takes, and that has its own ideas. Although that does allow this, but then I just run back and I think I'm okay. That's my idea anyway. I just realized I missed something completely. Dangerous idea. Knight h6. Very dangerous idea. Yeah, and the thing is, if he takes, suddenly knight here does become a threat, so that is an issue. So if I take the knight, that might not be giving enough coverage. So what else could I do? Queen here, check. There's got to be something more concrete. What does somebody bishop takes pawn? Yeah, that doesn't quite work. So what I was thinking, so bishop here, check. The point is takes. The issue I have is after pawn takes bishop, bishop here, check, knight here, check. Oh no, this is still dangerous. What I like about this is it's clearing my back rank. So bishop here, check, takes, and it's just giving me a knight. But a knight could be useful. It gives him a bishop. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I just want to clear my back rank. And if he has knight here, check. Yeah, if I can just sidestep, that would be fine. I want to clear out his one attacking piece, obviously, from my position. Give myself somewhere I can step back even. Maybe the bishop's, well, a step here. So I want to give myself some more squares. If he blocks with a pawn, give myself a pawn. If he blocks, yeah. If he blocks here, what do I have then? Then he doesn't have a pawn. He doesn't have a pawn, so that's the benefit of that. Now, with knight and a queen, got to be careful. It's just 3 minutes, just too little. So it's the point is the bishop takes pawn. If he has knight here, check, queen here. That's probably enough to mate me. That's the problem. And takes queen takes pawn. Yeah. So the second rank is too weak. I need to defend the second rank as long as that knight's there. So I can't just take the pawn. Takes the knight. Takes the knight. He has knight here, check. King here. He always has also knight here check, which is something I was wary of, and queen here. So taking the knight is very tempting if I can get away with it. So takes the knight. The problem is pawn here, takes, knight here, and I think I'm okay. So I think taking the knight is really important. I just have the feeling taking that knight is very important. If I so I'm throwing in the check first, so with tempo, but I really want to take that knight. Now if he comes in with pawn, again the bishop's sort of defending. So even when whichever way he takes, yeah. And I'll have a knight in hand, maybe I have some ideas next move. It's like whose attack is faster? His attack's pretty fast right now. Yeah, so taking the knight I feel is quite important. You could just simply go pawn takes. Okay, what do you got? Pawn takes bishop, and if I go bishop takes pawn, then suddenly my second rank is then again quite weak. I do have a knight in hand though, so there could be some dangerous ideas with stuff like knight f3. Okay, so I got his knight out the way, that was the point of that move, just to get his knight out. And do I have any ideas like knight f3 takes knight g2, those sorts of ideas? Or knight e3 takes, steps up. Pawn here, queen, pawn takes. Oh, he just castles. Okay, okay, this is really interesting. This is really interesting. So 2 knights and a queen. 2 knights and a queen. He's just castled. So if I take the pawn, I think my second rank's too weak. Ah, this is so interesting, because then I'll have a pawn almost to mate with. So knight h3 takes, knight f3, knight f3, king h1. I just need another pawn. I need another pawn, so this is a real tempter, tempting me to take this pawn. But I think it's too much because maybe knight g, knight g, knight g4 is the thing to do. So to threaten knight there, check, queen there, knight takes pawn, checkmate. Knight g4, he can just defend. Okay, well, what about knight here check, knight here check, king h1, and then bishop takes pawn? Because then at least the knight on f3 guards the knight checks, so that's quite cool. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So knight h3, knight here check, and then capture the pawn. So we're threatening at g2, but also threatening at e2. That's a good find. That's a good find. That is a good find. So he's just simply going to take off that knight. Okay, so if I put a queen here, he probably takes the queen. So if I put a queen here, he probably takes the queen. But if he does bishop takes knight, he's threatening knight here check, and I don't really have anything. That's a good move. So if I just back off my bishop, I don't want to back off. So if I back off my bishop, bishop takes knight, I suddenly don't have any attack. There's only a pawn and a queen. If I use pawn here, yeah, it's just I don't want to waste a pawn. But what if I could pawn bishop takes knight, bishop takes pawn? I don't have anything. I've got to go pawn here and pawn here, but I just don't have anything. It's really frustrating. He's also got. I'd be giving him this square, so it just won't do. So what do I do? Maybe back off the bishop. I have to do. Just have to back off this bishop, and he takes the knight, and that's very frustrating. Because now I need to do this to defend the knight checks, or I'm done for. And he's got simple moves, unfortunately. Simple moves. Okay, we're down to the last minutes. Last minute. If only I could grab that pawn, for example, just try and make some progress. I don't have enough pieces. Okay, let's do this. So he's trying to make progress into my position, which makes sense. But bishop takes pawn. So if I just go knight takes rook, what's the idea? I guess he's just making a lot of progress in my position. What if I go queen here? He's getting it with check. So takes. Just take it. Takes is good. Takes. I had to do that. 32 seconds. I have to do this. Knight takes pawn, unfortunately, is pretty sweet. Pretty good. Yeah. So, and that's now double check ideas. What do I do? Bishop takes knight. I think I can't. Bishop takes knight, queen takes bishop. With the two knights and everything, I think that's going to be too much. Double checks. He's going to have double checks. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. Just don't know. Okay, so king takes knight is possible. Oh, the bishop comes in. Oh, it's just checkmate, actually. Okay, well played. Yeah, the first game was... First game I got lucky. Second game... yeah, let's just have a quick look at the second game. Where did I go wrong, engine-wise? So this is good. This is good. Queen e7 is good. Takes, takes. King takes is fine. Queen at e6. Wow, that's brave. Apparently this doesn't work. I don't know. I felt this was so promising. Knight h3. Knight f3. Yeah, I mean, a good find with the checks. Checks picking up all my hanging pieces. Yeah, that was pretty rough. So the search continues for a good opening with black. Don't see anything wrong that I did. Just black's just too hard to play. d5 maybe was a mistake. So in this position, just king to e8 and slide away on d8 and claim you're okay. Well, that's brave. Queen f7 would be logical, or at 7 is logical, and then some kind of bishop here. Now what? knight at d6. Bishop e7, I was thinking. It doesn't work, apparently. Bishop e7 just doesn't work because of bishop takes f6, bishop takes, queen at e8, and you're back rank mated. And this actually happened in a game. Back rank mate, chicken crossroad against math ace. This is a tough opening to play, this e4, e5. So bishop e7 is not the move here. Knight at d6 is the move, apparently. And then maybe, that's never been played before, and maybe then you have a chance. Okay. Let's Clearcast says on move 10, if king takes f7, bishop c4 is annoying since blocking is hard. Yes. Finisher would not have played knight at c6, I think. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that knight at c6 was not the move. What's the move? Here. Knight at c6. Yeah. Anyway, I think that was really well played by Darkness. I mean, White has an advantage, but I think he converted it nicely. And I guess the lesson is don't play e4, e5. But that means I need to figure out how to play against e4 as usual. Okay, good luck in PKR against Legion Destroyer. That should be a fun one. Maybe I stream it even. So where's PKR? PKR Legion Destroyer is already in a game. Okay, so that still happens in 13 minutes. Okay, so check out that. And maybe someone else will stream it. Okay, bye guys.